For me, urban farming, and for some and many other people, it's basically a way to create a more ecosystem society. Like if you look at our cities, if you look at our society, you just said it, humans, we're a big organism and we're using a lot of resources and we're creating a lot of waste. And our cities might be even like black boxes, like nodes in that, like there's a lot of resource coming into cities and a lot of waste leaving it. Yeah. And via urban farming and all its many benefits, I believe we can definitely help to create more ecosystem cities. And of course, what are those benefits of urban farming? The big whys. My most favorite one is called an AMI system. Now it's basically called HTEF, high-tech ecosystem farming, or AMI farming stands for aquaponics, mushroom, insects, where you create like these modules. Vertical farms, for example, are high-tech vertical farms. They're basically food inside robots. Yep. And if you combine multiple of these modules, you can create like an ecosystem where the input of one system is the output of another. So the waste of one system is the input of another. Aquaponics is a simple example of that. But if we create that in a big way, you can basically have a big building. Yeah. A big building.
Does it exist? Does it exist already? The big building?
In my dreams.
Somewhere in the world? No.
No, but you for example, a big missed opportunity is the Bir Khalifa. It's like it's a huge missed opportunity. The biggest building in the world. You know what's the tragic about this? And it's tragic about many things in Dubai. Many buildings in Dubai. They are not connected to the sewage system. So you have an enormous amount of toilets in that building. Yeah. And the way they have to get out all the poo is by having a shit ton of trucks leaving the building and to put it to a facility. Like instead of
then we couldn't use it for urban farming. No,
we could. Like if they would have hired me to think about it, I would call up the AMI team because we have a team, AMI Farm Lab.
So everybody in Dubai.
Everybody in Dubai. Yeah. If you really want to have an efficient building, and you don't need to be connected to the sewage system, but you can use all that waste to create so much more. First one is very simple. You just put a big biogas installation, but then with all the nutrients, you can create so much food and you can have a big ecosystem. We will take up a big part of the building though, but obviously, it's a way, I think Dubai is all about showing off your riches. You can show off all your riches by building an ecosystem inside the tallest building in the world. Yeah. Right?
Yeah. I was thinking, probably it's not profitable, but you're right. Probably, because probably it's more cheap to hire a lot of bad-paid, low-paid workers getting all the shit out than making a part of your building used for aquaponics or other
waste management.
Waste management,
food production.
This probably is not profitable, but you're right. I think that kind of buildings are only about showing your richness. So they could do it. So everybody listening in Dubai
or other rich people, there's possibility to show off how rich you are.
Yeah, it can be South Korea, I think.
There's a lot of billionaires in China too. The US also has some, or some crypto billionaires maybe.
I know some. Yeah.
But another one is there's a lot of billionaires into space. Like these types of things are gonna make space travel and space colonization happen. Okay. This kind of waste facility, food production thing. But that's only one part of urban farming.
So we can do urban farming on the moon.
We can, it's moon farming then. Space farming.
First, build the city on the moon.
Yeah. I do actually already have 2 podcast conversations with people and space farming, into space farming, 2 PhD researchers on space farming. Yeah. It's a very interesting subject. Yeah.
But that's why?
Why not?
That's a good answer.
It's actually, well, come on. I'm not going to defend space.
No,
space travel right now. It's about urban farming because this is one end of the urban farming movement, which is high tech. Yeah. And the other one of urban farming is the low tech, is the vegetable gardens that are shared, or the rooftop farms with just some raised beds and you growing food with multiple people. Like in the co-housing project, do you guys have a shared garden?
Yes,
So?
I'm going to tell you the story about our shared garden. So we have 3 shared gardens, and I think we started 3 years after we built the whole place, because it took a long time to build it, and we used our own hands, and everybody almost got divorced after the building, because it was so heavy for every marriage and every family. So after 3 years living there together, we thought, what are we going to do? We're going to do a shared garden. And in the end, we did it 2 years. It's like the permaculture. Permaculture. We did it 2 years, and then people started to have hobbies. Like I started to climb, and the other one started to have do like the pottery thing. And the shared garden ended up as a dumpster, actually.
Neglected.
Yeah, it was not really nice. But 2 years ago, 2 of my neighbors, they asked, "Can we have the shared garden, not to be shared and not to be shared like labor and shared food, but we use it?" And they are doing great things that now. I think it's really hard labor, and what you get from it is not that much. And in the thing, the has to be like has to, if you do co-housing or co-working or cooperative, the has to have a surplus and a really big gain. And I think in the shared garden it didn't have it. But I know other co-housing projects do have a really big shared garden, and then it works.
Yeah, it's the one of the benefits of urban farming is that social part.
Yeah.
I've been part of multiple vegetable garden communities too.
Yeah.
We have a new one in front of my house now.
Yeah.
And the big benefit is I now know my neighbors.
Yeah.
It's like before I saw them from afar, and now I'm actually talking to them. We're having parties, we're having meetings.
Yeah.
But other vegetable gardens, community vegetable gardens, they had the same problems, like you said. Like there was no clear who is doing what. There was no really like sharing of responsibilities, or there were no clear responsibilities. I think many urban farming people listening who've done this community gardening thing feel the same pain.
Yeah.
But I do have to say it's possible.
Of course, it's possible, and I think it all starts with some people taking responsibility and sharing their knowledge and making. It's all about leadership, but shared leadership. But you have to have some people who are like making everybody enthusiastic and make it also a social thing. Problem in co-housing, there are too many social things. So if I have to choose between working in the shared garden of sitting with my neighbors in the shared sauna, I sit in the shared sauna.
But after the shared sauna, you need to cool down in the garden.
I cool down in the shared pool.
Which is inside the garden?
Which is inside the garden, yeah.
Okay. Voila. But the second big part, like we talked about the social benefits. Like I actually did some research again, like looking up the research again, and a lot of investigation has been done on this urban farming, this shared urban farming gardens and vegetables. And the biggest part of the benefits that are gained from these projects are never the food. It's like one of the lowest reasons why people do social vegetable gardens is like, oh, we're not really doing it for the food. It's a good extra, but it's more for the social connection, for the biodiversity, the prettiness. Like the permaculture thing, like if there would be a lot of permaculture projects or just vegetable gardens, the biodiversity just like explodes in the area. But before there was maybe just grass or just like a couple of trees. But because of vegetable gardens, you get an explosion of biodiversity.
Yeah.
And the last ecological benefit of the open air gardening, but also you could do it in the closed environment also, is the buffer of temperature.
Yeah.
In summertime, it's way cooler. In wintertime, you have much less heat loss, especially on windy days. But I think I have a quiz question of that later.
Okay.
And the last one is, and maybe even more important, since this year, we had so many storms and so many floodings. With urban farming, you buffer the stormwater.
Yeah. So the biggest gain for people is the social impact it has on their life. That you said.
It depends on the project.
Yeah.
But that's one of the main reasons. Not all of the reasons, but a lot of people that want social connection get it via the urban farming roofs.
Okay.
Roofs, not necessarily roofs, just shared gardens, shared parks.